Hello, my name is Lance B. Witmer, creator, director, and writer of The Tale of Halfdanr.
Hi, my name is Robert Hart Jr. I'm the producer for the short film Halfdanr.
Hi, my name is Untitled. I'm the director of photography for Halfdanr.
Together, we are on an epic adventure to raise $20,000 for the creation of this short film, Halfdanr. Halfdanr is the illegitimate son of a Viking farmer and his slave, who must outshine and outperform his legitimate brothers to win his father's love and ultimately purchase his mother's freedom from slavery.
This amazing epic vision can't be done without the help of professional crew, professional equipment, and talented actors.
So, we're inviting you to donate what you can and come join us on the epic adventure to create this film.
Now, to get you up to speed, let's start from the beginning. So it all started back in 2017. I was with my friend Nick in my living room and we were talking about how much we like the show Vikings, the production design, some of the battle scenes. You know, I've always been a huge fan, huge lover of history and the whole medieval fantasy genre. We decided that we wanted to make a film, something pretty contained that was set in the Dark Ages and the Viking Age. We wanted to have a fight scene, we wanted to have really awesome characters and a really cool setting up in the mountains somewhere. For a while it just kind of sat there, but that seed really took root in me and I was thinking about it a lot. So I sat down and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna write something. I'm gonna write a scene to shoot. And so I wrote a scene, but then I scrapped that and thought I should make a character before I write a scene. So then I made a character. And then from that character, Halfdanr, this whole story just started to come to life in my mind. I put hours a day into writing this story of this illegitimate son of a Viking farmer and his slaves. I really immersed myself in the world of the Vikings and I realized how little I actually knew about it. So the mystery inspired me to dig deeper. Really fell in love with this period of history they call the Dark Ages. Essentially, you came from the height of the civilization of the Romans, and then everything was destroyed. Education kind of came to a halt. Architecture wasn't what it was when the Romans were dethroned. And essentially, you had this entire civilization living in the ruins of prior glory, the glory of the Roman Empire. I decided, you know what, I'm going to try to make Halfdanr as informative as I can. It's historical fiction. The characters are fictional with the exception of Halfdanr himself. There are pieces of his character that tie into historical events that will play out in a longer feature-length version of his tale. Stay tuned for that. After creating these characters, I wanted to tie them into the Viking universe. Everything down from details in production design and details in their costumes to weapons they fight with, clothes that they wear, the textures of their everyday life. Would be informative of their lifestyle, of the struggle, of what they enjoy and they dislike, really what it was to be them in that time. I'm really passionate about period films. I could eat, sleep, and breathe Lord of the Rings. Okay. I just had to get that out there. Let me just give me Lord of the Rings, Braveheart, Gladiator, Last of the Mohicans, The Last Samurai, Les Miserables. Yeah, those are my favorite films. Yeah. That's who I am. Kingdom of Heaven. Yeah, I love those films. Okay, now that we've established that, Nick and I started developing this process together, you know. I'd write the rough draft of the script and Nick would read it over. And he'd have, you know, some ideas, some suggestions. We'd talk it out and see if we could keep building this into a stronger thing. Something Nick and I have in common is we are vastly creative. You know, you give us an inch and we'll create a universe. So knowing that about myself and seeing that in my friend Nick, I was like, you know what? We need to approach someone with a slightly different mindset. We need to find a producer to get on board with us, to help keep us organized, to help keep us moving forward in a linear fashion, and to keep us on track. That's when I said, have you ever heard of this guy? He's from Texas, he's a Marine, his name's Robert Halfdanr. I said, I thought he was at the orientation, right? I said, yes, that's him. Someone with a slightly different mentality, a producer who can help handle some of the issues that we're going to have inevitably that, frankly, we don't want to deal with. So yeah, cool guy. So we agreed to approach him. So I approached Robert finally one evening, and I presented this idea. I said, bro, we've got... Okay, I didn't say bro. Hey, man, what do you think about Vikings? I did my best at a pitch. Now, granted, this was like my first quarter in film school still, so I'd log line, all the pitching techniques. I was trashed. I basically rambled on about axes and texture and history. Finally, he was like, you know, I can tell you're really passionate about this. I have a lot on my plate right now. let me kind of take stock of where I'm at and get back to you on it. But in the meantime, he gave us some suggestions. He said, you focus on what your plans are for this film once it's created. What are you going to do with it? Are you going to take it for film fests? Are you going to, try and make a feature, a longer story out of it? What's the purpose here?
I'll just start there, Lance.